Hello all, welcome back to my channel. You all know on Fridays, which I probably didn't do it last Friday, or maybe Friday before, usually on Fridays I have story time. But since I got my book that I've been waiting on for a couple months, to Say the Cat Writes a Novel, we're going to go back into the little more deeper discussions on that. We're fixing to be on chapter 2. Yay! The other day or last week, we talked about a little bit how to outline your characters in the Say the Cat Writes a Novel, and which character would be your hero. And you list things about the hero in the characters of your story. And it's called Check Yourself. Once you got past that and you outlined your characters, now you got to go back and check yourself. You might want to get your pen and your notepad out and take some notes. You draw a little square box. It looks like this. I got them written out from the book. Does your chosen hero change more than any other character in the novel? These are things you have to ask yourself. Does your chosen hero change more than any other character in the novel? The next one is your hero's problem or flaw specific? And the next one, does the hero's problems or flaw create a desperate need for a change? These are things as us writers has to figure out. Is your hero's goal tangible and concrete? Will we as readers know when or if they achieve it or not? That's probably fitting in, I guess, their goals or their situations. Is there something standing in the way of your hero achieving that goal? If not, the good is too easy. So there has to be some kind of struggle or something there. It's too easy. It's too smooth on that part. Is it your hero's need or life lesson universal? And would a random person on the street understand it? Will they understand what they're going to read? See, these are little things that it's like little notes you put down on the side as you still trying to outline and fit everything in with your character. And it takes a while. You're not going to complete that and get all that outline in one day. It might take you a week, a couple months. It takes me. I'm still working on my story outlining. I haven't really got much deeper on my rough draft yet. It's kind of put on hold a little bit because I'm doing other projects and got other ideas and stories. And I thought about maybe I can take part of some of the ideas that I've used in my story that I started writing on a couple of days ago. I think it was Tuesday or maybe Wednesday when I started on it. Still working on it. I'm still outlining, putting things in the perspective of my characters. If you don't outline your characters, your readers ain't going to know what the characters or the person's about. You got to make sure you outline and put everything from their flaws. If the readers looks at your character like a hero, what sort of plot points they go through as being a hero as a writer. Good morning, Wayne. How you doing this morning? You have to outline your characters. And these are just to check yourself off. Once you get that section done with your notes, Say the Cat Writes a Novel, you'll be able to move on to the next step. And that's when you have to go back and check yourself to make sure all these 6 things are pretty much clear and checked with the plotting of your characters, or outlining your characters. And we're fixing to be on chapter 2. But some things I skip around. I don't read exactly in direct order with this book, and you can't read it just like any other regular book. You have to break this down and in sections because it can confuse you. I got confused a little bit at first. But when I went back and done a lot more notes taking and went back and looked through it and actually wrote some of my notes and steps down, it actually helped me understand it a little more. You can't read this all at once. You'll get lost in this thing. And ever since I got this book, I've actually been putting it into use in my writings, and I'm coming better with it. It's coming more clear with what I'm writing about. You eating your homemade pizza? Awesome. I hear you. I don't really have an appetite when I first wake up. That is good. Enjoy your pizza. But there's so much things, and I highlight things. Because last week we was talking about the exercise is my hero story worthy. And then we talked about who is your hero? The answer may not be as simple as you think. We discussed that. And why do we care? Creating a story worthy hero. That's what we was on last week. This is all in chapter 1. We're fixing to be on chapter 2. And if anything that I discussed on this as us writers or even readers, some of you just like to read a good book or just like to study that good book. And you might just want to add it of a collection on your bookshelf. This is a good book to be in anybody's home that writes or wants to learn more about how to plot, structure your story, your sentences. This is the manual for that, for all the writers. And like I said, I highlight things that I've looked over and studied so it don't confuse me, don't throw me off as bad. So we talked about check yourself. And what it is, I'll go back over it again. Does your chosen hero change more than any other character in the novel? This is the things as writers we have to answer with our characters. If there's something missing, something you left out, you can go back to it. Thank you. Yeah, it looks pretty good for now, but yesterday it was kind of blurred. It's kind of cloudy out here, so the sun's not being over light, too much light. You made what, 2 homemade pizzas yesterday? You like my accent? I have an accent. I'm Southern Belle from the South. Thank you, though. Is your hero's problem or flaw specific? Does your hero's problem or flaw create a desperate need for a change? These are things as us writers, when we're trying to bring our characters alive and we're trying to list the flaws, the pros and cons about them, what they like, what they don't. This needs to fall on the check yourself. It needs to fall into that category because they want to know what their flaws is. They want to know what their hobbies are, where they were brought up, and what their family arrangement, what their family's like, things like that. Is your hero's goal tangible and concrete? Will we as readers know when or if they achieve it? Is there something standing in the way of your hero achieving that goal? If not, the goal is too easy. It's too easy. Your heroes or your characters can't be perfect all the time. And people like to read into that action. They don't want to read about a perfect hero. They want to read in something more, something different about their character. And that's the notes that I took out of here and thought it was good to talk about once you got past outlining your characters. And now with that fixing to be on chapter 2, which is Save the Cat beat sheet, aka the end of all your plotting problems. And I don't care what nobody says, you could have been an author for years, but at some point, you're going to come across a plotting problem. It's going to be a delay. It's going to be something. But you have to fix it. You can't give up. You got to correct that problem and fix it within that character. So you got your hero. We're on chapter 2 now. You flaw them up. Good. You're giving them a strong, compelling want. And even more compelling, you need that the readers will resonate with. Now what? Well, to put it simply, now we figure out what to do with this beautifully flawed character of yours. Where are they going? What is their big journey? What is their most perfect plot? In other words, what the heck happens in the novel? That's right, friends. We've reached the famous Save the Cat beat sheet. I like to think of writing a novel as a long cross-country road trip. It feels daunting when you're sitting in your car in San Francisco, knowing you have to get all the way to New York. It almost makes you not ever want to leave. Starting a novel is just as daunting. I have to write how many pages? How many pages you want to write? But we can't think of it like that. We can't say we're going to get in our car, turn the key in the ignition, and drive 3,000 miles. Otherwise, we'll never start. We had to break down the road trip into smaller chunks. That's what I was talking about a while ago. You can't basically jump head first and just do everything all at once in this book. You got to break it down in sections, or you're going to get confused. You're going to get lost. Your reader's going to get lost. Your audience that comes and views you is going to get lost. You got to break it down in sections. You got to break it down to the road trip into smaller chunks. We have to set road markers for ourselves, little goals along the way to keep us on the right route and make us feel like we have accomplished something at the end of the day or week or month or year. That's why when I get into my car to start a road trip, I say to myself, today you only have to get from San Francisco to Reno tomorrow. You only have to get from Reno to Salt Lake City, and so on and so forth. Well, that's essentially what the Save the Cat beat sheet is. It's a map. It is a series of road markers we lay out for ourselves so we're not roaming aimlessly around the country or the book as it were, not knowing how far we've gone, how close we are to finish, the finish line, or if we're even heading to the right direction. The Save the Cat beat sheet breaks down the daunting task of writing a 300, 400, or even 500-page novel into bite-sized, achievable goals. Achievable goals. These goals help keep us in line and on the right path toward our final destination. A satisfying end to the novel with a satisfying character transformation. So, the beat sheet, you have to break it down from wherever section parts you own in your writing. You can't rush through it. It's just like taking road trips. That was a good example for that. To get from point A to B, you got to start out from A in order to get to B. And you just break it down and so forth. Good morning, David. How's your Friday morning? Yeah, if you went that far, you would take a lot of naps. uh, you're funny, Wayne. I'm not even halfway, and I went and watched some of these other ladies that's in the same thing, and they're talking about it. But these ladies are way far more goal advanced ahead of me. They're almost halfway through the book, and I left a message when they was going live and telling them, I said, you ladies are way ahead of me. I'm not that far up yet. And they laughed. They said, there's no rush. You want to take your time with this. And they're right. If you rush through it, you're not going to get very far. I'm glad you having a great Friday morning, David. That's good to hear. I know you novelists, I am one. We like our detours. We love venturing off on our little 5-page explorations of poppy fields or the saga-worthy backstory of the hero's ex-girlfriends, grandfathers, brother-in-law. Fortunately, that's why you have me and this book, to keep you on course. It keeps you in line with your work, with your writing. Naps and snacks, that's for me. Nothing wrong with that. Gotta have good rest. Regardless of whether you're a pantser or a plotter, I've done a video about that either last week or week before about that. Where you're a pantser or plotter, whether you're starting something new or revising something old, drafting a beat sheet that lays out a clear, transformative journey for your hero will save you in the long run. Weeks or even months of agony and rewrites. I had to done a lot of rewrites, starting over. That's why I said it took me 3 years just to finish my rough draft. And with the problems moving and everything and not getting everything moved and with you when you're moving, you happen to lose stuff. You happen to lose some of your pieces, and I lost it, so I had to remake the Emma and her mom Jane and start over. And it took me 3 years to finally get this rough draft done. And like I said, once again, I'm kind of stuck because I'm into really studying this book and taking notes. And this is going to help me with my rough draft. It's going to help me jump back on that wheel, but kind of get off the wheel a bit. I've been doing, like I said, working more on my thumbnails, trying to get more of my personal thumbnails in. And it's not quite accurate, but for some reason it wants to pull up on my channel under my playlist when it should go up under my upload. I see a lot of people's thumbnails up under the under their upload. But for some reason, mine's going down at the bottom, either the upload or the playlist or something. I can't figure out why it did that. But I'll figure it out. It might take me a while, but I will figure it out. I'm doing pretty good, David. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, your brother is funny sometimes. I wouldn't know because I can't see y'all laugh or cut up. I'd like to hear y'all's voice, like a recording or something. Or you can do a personal video and you can send it to me through an email or something. If you can't get the guts or you don't like going live. Everybody's different. That's why a lot of people do uploads. Now, I have a question. Do y'all live together? Y'all have y'all's own house? And I notice, Wayne, you always bundle up all the time on your upload videos. I hope y'all have heat in y'all's place when it's cold. It's been warm a little bit here. I think it done skipped spring and went to summer. We're going to have a miserable summer as we hardly had no winter at all. No freezing or anything. The bugs going to be really bad. Yes, y'all live together? Oh, cool. Hmm. But to this day, I have never been asked by an editor to do a front page one, a rewrite. Sure, I have revisions. I have tweaks to make and scenes to cut and characters to flesh out, but I have never had to start from scratch. Why? Because I did my road mapping. Yes, my beat sheet always changes along the way as I get into the story and learn more about the world and the characters. See page 296 for an example. We'll go to 296. So you got Acts 1, you have section Act 2, and this helps you get all that lined up. And I'm just on 24, so I'm still kind of at the beginning of this book. But there's no rush. You can't rush through this. You just can't do it. You'll be all confused and lost. I know I will. Oh, wow, that's about practically almost halfway through the book. 296. Let me flip over to 296. I'm trying to get some of these ladies to go FaceTime and collaborate with me so we can, the ones that's familiar with this book has actually done put it to use and they done got their book published and they're like way ahead of me. And it's like we can do FaceTime study time and work together. But like I said, I think their time zone, some of them are totally different from mine. So it's kind of hard to catch them on the same schedule. I got snacks. I got barbecue chips. I got ice cream, which I don't eat it very often when it's cold weather. I eat it more in the spring or summertime. And it's Oreo cookies and cream, and it's good. It's out the chain. And I got my little mints that ain't gonna burn your mouth off. Y'all tripped that on me that day with the mints, didn't you? I know y'all be laughing at me. Y'all can't tell me y'all don't crack up on me sometimes. All right, let's see. They said 296. Okay, this is like the map. Although I'll admit it, that in 52 Reasons to Hate My Father, I actually did make the hero's dog an insecure, emotionally damaged rescue. So, yeah, she's quite literally saved the dog. But you don't have to rescue animals to solve your likability problem. You have other options. Give your hero one redeeming quality, action, or hobby. Is your hero meek, bossy, vengeful, witty, depressed, ungrateful? Nothing can spoil a great setup like an annoying hero. You just want to shake and say, snap out of it. Life is not that bad. And that's exactly what you need to do in this situation. You need to make life not that bad. You need to give your hero one little thing that the reader can cling to. Do they have a cute niece, nephew, or neighbor, kid who looks up to them? Do they have a secret notebook filled with really bad yet enduring poetry? Do they volunteer once in a week at the dog shelter? Give them something that we can latch onto and think, well, at least they've got that. In my young adult novel, The Chaos of Standing Still, the hero, Ryan, was struggling to get over the death of her best friend. And let's just say that she wasn't exactly a bundle of laughs. When my friend and critique partner, Joanne Rendall, read the first draft, she said, well, the story's good, but Ryan is kind of a downer. She has no passions, no interests, no hobbies. It's sort of depressing to read. Can't you give her something? When you go through their flaws and downfalls, you want to put something in there that's going to be inspiring and bring them back up. Believe it or not, it can actually bring a reader down. The ones that likes to always read happy endings, and all of a sudden you read something, say, like for that example, they lost their best friend. You want to find something that is going to uplift them, something that's going to be good, that's going to pull that downer character back to life. Readers like to read that. I'm learning that. But that's what that was on that part. And let me go back to where I was at. I'm going to have to mark this because there's different sections and I don't want to lose my place. And plus I highlight whatever I've studied, and whenever I highlight it so I can go back to it. If I don't highlight, I'll be like, now where'd that go? What was the last place I left off? And stuff like that. Yeah, it's true. I don't want to get too confused. I don't want to send people to a confusement, get off track. And I'm telling you, you have to break this down and you will really be totally lost. Okay, and back to where we was at. For example, but whenever that happens, I pause. I pull over to the side of the road and I take a moment to rebeat, to rewrite my beats, to match my new direction so that I'm never writing without some semblance of a map in front of me. This is a map to us writers. Sometimes I carry a small notebook if I can't fit everything in my journals in one little bag, and I don't want to, when I go places or something, like if we go on a vacation, we're gone for the weekend and we rent a hotel, I take all my notes and everything with me and make sure I have it. And I definitely make sure I got this. This is like my lifeline. I'm stuck without it. I'm lost without it. I'm learning so much different terms, so much different plot scenes. I might say next week I might come up with something. I might change the whole scenery in Emma and put something else that should have been there that wasn't there. It gives you ideas of things that you didn't think about before with your character. Even though the rough draft's completed, written out, I have to go back and change certain things in the characters there. And I've been, having ideas and taking notes on it. Exactly. You don't want to be talking to yourself when you're trying to tell people and give them the heads up on outlining or structuring your beats to your characters. That's what we're on now. We're talking about the beats. We on chapter 2. We're getting there, shawty. Shawty girls need love. Anyway, your beat sheet or novel roadmap can be as detailed or as sparse as you want. You can use the beat sheet before you start even writing. Somewhere in the middle when you're feeling lost or not until you're finished your first draft and are going back to revise. That's the part where I'm at, back and forth, kind of changing things I didn't see before. And that's the part where I'm getting spooked at. And everybody's like, you haven't got that book published yet? No. Do you realize how long it took me to rough draft that book? And when I tell them, they're like, oh, okay. They're like, long as you've been writing on that book, you should be done with it. There's no deadline because I'm still working on it. The deadline comes when you're getting ready to, like a lot of people have trouble with their query letters. You have to usually write them in and they want to see a little, not the whole book, but like maybe the first 2 chapters manuscript. And you have to sit there and you have to wait until you get a reply back. It can take to 6 months or whatever. And I notice a lot of people, what they use the word antsy, they're impatient. They don't want to wait. They want to rush. And they tell you you can't write them back. Those who try to write them and try to pressure them, well, what do you think so far? Is my work good? Is it going to be thrown out and rejected? They're not going to answer you back until they're ready. And the ones that keeps bugging them and tries to email them, they plainly tell you, do not email me. Do not contact me. I will get in touch with you. Those letters get thrown out. They get rejected. They automatically reject you on that. They're very strict on that. And I didn't know that. And actually, I never wrote one of them yet because I haven't got completed all the way. So therefore, I'm not going publishing yet. Why do that? I get friends and other people to critique and look over maybe the first 3 chapters. I give them the whole 50 chapters. They're going to be total lost. They ain't going to look through them whole 50 chapters. You start out small and let them look at that and see what they can tell you what you need to work on. And most of my family, none of my family is not writers. I have a few friends that I went to school with. They just normally write just poetry and that's it. They never went publishing. But they're staying with their writing. They still write. They do set their goals. They keep a diary and things like that. Exactly. They want to read it, but because they help you with certain mistakes, but they want to see you go all the way too. The rough draft is just to where you wrote everything out. Now you got to go back and revise it, have somebody edit it. And you got to wait and wonder and pray and hope you don't get rejected. Many writers get rejected from the beginning, but you don't stop. It don't end. You keep going forward. That's what I keep telling. I keep little notes. Don't stop. Don't get discouraged. There's many writers, professional, long-time writers, longer than I have, has gotten rejected. Example, Nicholas Sparks. You don't know how many times he wrote The Notebook, the very first one. He's revised it, edited over several times. He's actually made the movie on it. He got rejected like 20 different times on his first time writing The Notebook. He'd ball it out. Then he started getting other critique, other writers come in helping him. And he's really grown, and now he's just all over the world. I missed it. He come to Charlotte last summer and missed it. I could have met him in person, got a picture, got his autograph, showed him some of my pieces, my work. Then it wasn't a book I was writing. It was just ordinary, just regular stories and just poems and things like that. What happened? Welcome, brother. You're finally on your computer. What was wrong with his computer? Exactly. You have to be organized, keep your head on your shoulder. Because if you don't take notes and set goals, you're not going to be organized. And this book right here keeps you in line as well. You don't want to get confused. It's not good. You'll be talking to yourself. Sometimes I do that on my live stream. When I notice that, I cut it off. It's just wasting my time. Or I'll just sit there and study out loud in my notes, hoping someone come in a couple times. It happens. Well, what happened? Why wasn't you on your computer before? Was it messed up or something? Hello, David's brother. What's up? What's up? What's up? And oh, I bet they will listen to you. When you write your book, do you read it out loud in front of groups or friends and family, or you just write it out and you let them look over it and read it? Did you have trouble figuring out each character's flaws and stuff when you started out? Have you actually wrote your own book? He's taking a nap. Who's taking a nap? I'm confused there. Because you said, he says, I'm finally on my computer and watching you. Am I boring y'all? Is that why y'all taking a nap? My computer acts like an old bucket of bolts. I had to kickstart it. Oh, is it a Dell? How old is your computer? Oh. I used to have a desktop. All I have right now is a laptop. I'm hoping one day in the future I get me an Apple computer. Oh, your brother. Oh. You just keep your strength and your faith. Your business will start growing, Wayne. I know it's frustrating because you need, more customers and things. It'll grow. I think you just new to a lot of people, and once they get to trust you and get to know you, and the more uploads you put out there, you'll start growing more in your business. Oh, okay, y'all just joking around. There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all got that bondage, y'all can do that. I think it's cool that brothers can be close like that. And they can joke around. I think that's awesome. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is just the three of us. Nobody else ain't on as usual. People say, go on like the middle part of the day. That's when people gets on live streams. Not on my end. It's usually in the mornings or right before my boyfriend's son comes home, or right till him when he comes home. It's not always true. They don't always come on in the afternoons. Other people, I see their live streams on, but they don't always do that. So, but I'm going to ask you, just straight up, and y'all be honest. Y'all only know me from here, and David, you know me from All Poetry and from Plenty of Fish that didn't remember and had no idea. I think that's just awesome. You knew me a little bit longer than I thought. But my question is, I'm kind of a little embarrassed to ask, but I'm open. I'm good at asking questions. I'm good at communicating with people. Here we go. Get my voice clear here. The very first time that both of y'all that first seen me go live, seen me do my videos, what did you think about it? Tell me my weakness. We all know it's about the watch time for starters and getting a lot of people in here to stay. What some things do you think I need to work on more? Do I need to change my branding up more? Do I need to I know I do a lot of spamming, which I didn't realize certain words, and they don't like spam words on there. But I'm not even working for YouTube. What does it matter? I guess it does matter how you speak. And there's one person answered me on one of my comments in my videos yesterday, and I'm like, ma'am, can you say that in English? I don't know these other languages. And I got, English on there on my page under settings and within the United States, And it's like she wrote stuff backwards. I'm like, I can't translate this. And sometimes you can better translate what they say, but on her case, I could not. So I didn't understand what she said on comment in my video. This one person said, great advice, great tips. That blew me out of the water because a lot of them don't never comment on my videos. Not until later on or something. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people act like they're busy when they're not. Oh, I'm here. I'm just going such and such. I think I'm not drawing enough of their interest. And I'm trying to work on that more. I'm being honest. No, it's an HP computer, but it is a pain in my neck. Oh. The first time you saw me, I was funny. Yeah, I made definitely a lot of mistakes on my first one. Goodness gracious. They take naps. Don't you think they take naps because they're bored? They say the first 3 seconds or a minute of your video should draw their attention. If it don't draw their attention, usually they leave. They slam the door and walk out. I'm like, well, fine. Hurry back soon. Shoot, once I'm up for the day, I'm up until I hit my head on the pillow for that night. I can't sleep and take long naps, even though I feel drained a lot just from doing all of this. I have to make myself stay awake. I might catch myself dozing, but I'll wake back up and say, whoa, I can't be going to sleep this early. I won't be able to sleep at night. It'll throw my schedule all off track. Well, don't you think I'm being myself? Is it possible you can try too hard with these uploads or going live? Is there such thing as overdoing it and trying too hard? And they're sensing it, they're feeding off of it, and maybe that's turning them away. But I did get a new subscriber. Just add the blue. When I went and load up, it showed up. What was her name? Something Creations with a K. So now I think I have 44 subscribers. And this was just like an hour or 2 hours ago. And I've never seen her before, never seen her videos. I thought that was sweet. So before I forget, I want to give a shout out and thank you for that new subscriber from the Lady Creation Lady. She does things on crafts and beauty life. That's what her page is. And she's got a real beautiful background page. I think it's beautiful. Oh, okay. And I know at times I feel like I bore y'all. I feel like, and I'm being honest, not trying to judge y'all, but just some kind of feelings I feel that I read off of. I feel like sometimes y'all get bored. That's why y'all jump on games. But I know y'all like games. And y'all realizing that my watch time's low. There's not a lot of audits. I'm lucky to get 4 people. That's the average, 4 people in general when they do actually come on. And I had Silly Mommy that come on yesterday and just y'all. Just 3 people. I mean, I know it's better than 0, showing some little bit of enhancement, but it's not enough. I want it to grow. I want my viewers to grow. I want to see them subscribers start loading up, but I know it ain't going to happen. It's going to take a while. Oh, it's easy to get that 100 or 1,000 subscribers. No, it's not. Not on my end. It's not easy. It takes a while, I guess. I make you and your brother laugh. What was the funniest thing that I did on my video that made y'all laugh? What was the most your fond memory on that? And it's actually early. I'm shocked I actually caught y'all on this early. I'm glad y'all here. Y'all helped make the day. Y'all really helped make the day. I'd be lost without y'all. See, your brother's in experience of business. And I know he says he don't go live stream. But who knows? If he tries to set it up and go live stream, I guarantee you your business will start growing more. I mean, it's growing with uploads. I see all the, you got over, what, 200 and something subscribers? And on that one video, I watched it. And you replied back. I replied to it. And you was just discussing some things with your business. And I'm like, I don't see why he's having problems. He talks clear. He's friendly. Your quality in the background, your videos is perfect. But when I was sitting there viewing, it's like he was freezing, like he was all cold. I hope y'all got heat over there when it's cold. Like last night, I probably cracked you up some last night. Did you see my chicken fall directly out of my mouth? Because you was like, are you going to share some of that chicken? I went to grab it, to put it in the camera and give it to you, and it fell. I mean, it literally fell directly. Donald laughed. He's like, well, damn, Lisa, you can't ring your mouth? Are you that desperate to bite in that chicken? You can't ring your mouth? And it's so funny. I cracked it, and it was funny. But I try to give you some. It might have been make-believe, but I try to give you a bite. I'm not stingy. Just like I was offering my biscuit to Jamie. Every time he gets a biscuit, my boyfriend is hard as a damn brick wall. He's like, I can take this thing and throw it. It's so hard that damn biscuit will bounce back at you. And I'm like, never heard of that expression. Damn, that's a pretty hard biscuit, you know. But I was going to give him mine. He didn't want it, so I give it to his son. And he was tickled to death. I like the chicken, the mashed potatoes, and the green beans. It's a little $5 menu pack deal that you can get, and I always get that most of the time. There's some that's just dry. It's like, well, that ain't worth the crap. Like, hold on. You're not going to starve too long. Get another piece. Here you go. Here, bestie. Eat up. Jamie's sitting there cracking up on me. He's like, he got confused. I said, he wanted to bite a piece of chicken. And somehow I accidentally hit the mute on that, and I wasn't trying to mute it then. Somehow I bumped it when I went down to pick it up. The piece I dropped, and I put it aside because I give it to my dog later on. They love it. And he gave me the funniest confused expression. I said, oh, he said he wanted to take a bite of a piece of chicken. He looked at me weird again. I'm like, a figure of speech, Jamie. I know I can't really give him chicken through the webcam. He had a blind moment then. That's what I was laughing at one time. It got me hysterical. We all nutbags on this end. In a funny way. Not like crazy in the head nutbag. It was hilarious. You hear his accent? He's originally from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. And when he turned 10 years old, he moved with his daddy and been with his daddy. He was back and forth a little bit. Got in a little bit of trouble in his younger days, so he had to move down here because his mother worked all the time. She really didn't try to keep him in line and help him stay out of trouble because she had to work for all the kids. So he decided when he turned 13, he moved here, and he's pretty much been here, the neck of the woods, a good while, but all his life now. I take naps only when I play my baseball game on my PlayStation. When it makes you sleepy, it tires you out, don't it? Yes, I heard it. Oh, okay. I didn't know if I accidentally muted that part because it was accident on that. I was wanting you to hear that because I thought it was funny. I'm like, and I look at Donald. He sits over here, and my partner, when you see me looking, he's usually on this side. And he was laughing. And he's like, what's so funny? I said, you? I said, you gave me the weirdest, like you was totally lost, confused expression when I did that. And I didn't think he heard me. I thought he was just all in the Jeff Dunham comedian show. Some of them are old, but you can go back and watch them on Hulu or Netflix. That's what Donald put on there. So I don't watch them all the time. But if I'm having a mopey day, I'll put that on and it'll get me back in my mood to start getting me laughing again. So, but anyway, back to where I was at. I'm getting off track. And sometimes I do. If I get off track, y'all throw that whip. Swing that whip and get me back in line. Oh, now I have to find where I was at. Shouldn't be far. Let's see. All right, the Save the Cat beat sheet is divided into 3 acts. This is what threw me off when I said 3 acts. Oh, boy. Definitely got to break and stick with one for the first go-round. And it's a 15 total beats or plot points. Before we break down each beat in detail and get into the nitty-gritty, here's a quick summary view of all 15 beats and where they belong in your novel. That's where it kind of throws me off a little bit when it talks about acts. I got it clear about the beats, but the acts, I guess that's like the part 1, part 2. But it's an act 1, acts 1, acts 2, acts 3, etc., and so on. Number 1, opening image 2. You got your image 0 to, good Lord, they got 1, and it's written like a bracket with the little semicolon looking thing. A, before snapshot of your hero and their world. 2, the theme stated. You got to put their theme in there. A statement made by a character, typically not the hero, that hints at what the hero's arc will be. That is, what the heroes must learn, discover before the end of the book. Also referred to a life lesson. Oh, well, see, I can't see you on your computer. It'd be neat if I could just like double screen it and better see you and better see David, because there ain't nobody on here right now. If somebody else popped up on there, you could hide yourself. I don't know them. I'm gonna go hide. I like to see y'all live. I like to collaborate. You can do that. Oh, no, you can't. If you don't have an iPhone, a MacBook, you can't do FaceTime, but you can do Hangouts. They got a new thing where you can broadcast and go live on Hangouts now. I haven't used it lately, but I noticed a lot of people on the YouTubes going and they collaborate with their Hangouts. That's kind of cool. But don't be camera shy. It's just me. Three, set up. It's got 1% to 10%. An exploration of the hero status, quote, life and all its flaws, where we learn what the hero's life looks like before its epic transformation. You got to figure out in your imagery mind, bring to life what your hero is going to look like, what their personality is, what they need, what they don't need, so forth. I'm learning that. Woo, yay. Good for me. Here we also introduce other supporting characters and the hero's primary goal. But most important, we show the hero's reluctance to change. The AKA learn the theme, while also hinting at the stakes at risk should the hero not change. Some people like the way their hero is, but from what I'm reading right on Act 1, it tells you have to switch it up and change it around and put to life more to that hero. It's my understanding on Act 1. And I think I'm going to probably stop a little bit right there because I don't want to read too much and then get confused. I do a little bit at a time. So don't confuse my audience when they ever do any more come in. Hint, hint. Y'all know I even beat up my own self. I use highlighters. I highlight places I left off so I don't forget where I'm at. Like I do sometimes when I start reading, I pause. You catch me do that a lot. You catch me get off target a lot. Have to get back, kick myself back in the butt and get my jump start back on. You'll have that shit. You'll have that. You know what I mean, Vern? Figure of speech. Uh-oh. Wait a minute now. That's supposed to be a highlighter. That don't look like no ordinary highlighter. It says it is. That's not an ordinary highlighter. You got the pink and yellow. I'm missing my red. I want me a red highlighter. Get back over this very gently. And these are definitely steps you got to know. Don't follow it, you're going to be lost all into your novel. You're going to be all lost in your characters. And you know what happens when you get that further lost? You got to start all over again. I don't want to have to go start all the way from scratch. especially after it took me 3 years just to rough draft my book. And I got it in several places. It's written through my email copies of it. It's written on a chrome curio diary-like thing. It's just in different places. Highlighting just where I left off at on this Acts. Because we're technically on Acts 1 at the moment. And I'm just going to stop off on Acts 1 for now. And you know what I mentioned to y'all? Was it last week? Or was it Monday night? I don't really remember. But I brought up to where the book I mentioned, Tea Leaves. It's a devotional meditation for women. Compiled by Nancy Stutzman. What kind of name is that? It looks like this. Do y'all have a copy of this? Like any ladies or anybody in your family have a copy of this on their shelf? It's awesome. It's got like biblical scripture passages in there. And it's got little things in there to uplift you in case you don't understand something on that scripture. Like I read something on my upload the other day. Yesterday, the day before, it's called What Do I Plant? And I sat there and read this, David, and I thought, oh boy, wouldn't this be a beautiful song? I was going to try it out. I wrote everything down, and then I was rewording it because, you know, you ain't supposed to copy other people's stuff. I tried to reword the title, change up some of the words, and I got stuck off the third line. Really? You wrote that far. Why are you going to get stuck on the third line of all things? And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It ain't but 20 lines, and I got stuck on the third line. Maybe writing music just ain't me. But I'm a writer. If you're a writer, it should help you follow through some of those traits to write music. But maybe it's just not for me to be a songwriter. It keeps knocking me off YouTube. But that's crazy. Does it make a stand on your head, Lisa? What makes a stand on my head? Does it make me stand on my head because I couldn't write the song? No. It makes me want to pick up something and knock myself in the head in it. Get that song right. You can get it. Bam, bam, bam. But no. I did that, all my poor blood might run out. And I might pass out. Yeah, I written one, but does it make sense? It's not like yours. Maybe it's not emotion enough. I don't know. Yeah, I did. I forgot I did write one on there. But I felt like I confused people. Like they didn't understand it. So you're going to have to be my tutor on that. I really think I suck at it. I can sing. I sing karaoke. I went to karaoke place and sung in front of crowds. I've been in music all through school. I could sit there and just make up crap out of my head to write a story, just picturing it. But writing the music, I'm trying to figure out, well, what tune can I use if I can get that tune? Maybe I need to put my earbuds in, play some light music in the background and try to get the feeling of the music tune and then write that way. Does that work for you? Or how do you do it? How do you just sit down and just write out music? How do you do that? Yeah, I do have a passion for writing. That's no lie there. And I get so frustrated, I'll start writing. I was starting on yours the other day. I said, heck no, I'm not sending this to Bestie. He gonna read that and ball that up and throw it in the damn garbage. Because I got stuck. I said, darn it. If he can do this, I can do it. I went back and got it out of the trash can and went back and looked back over it. Okay, where's my messing up point here? Where's my weakness of this song here? I'd put a big question mark there. And I'd sit there, I'd meditate, and try to focus on that song I was writing. I meditate a lot, y'all. Do a lot of mind relaxation. I do yoga sometimes with the mind part, because that really helps. You need to do that and stimulate your mind, because you want to clear out. If you get any negative energy to come your way, you want to clear all that out and get the positive energy back going. Because if you're negative, your writings ain't going to turn out worth a hoot. What you're writing is going to feed in on your negative energy, and it's going to show in the attitude or the personality of that song you're trying to write. But yet it's good to put emotions in there. Most of all my writings is about emotions or something like that. A good bit. I do writing songs myself. Okay. I play my guitar and I can sing with my tenor voice when I need one a song. Oh. So with the guitar, it helps you put the words together. You get that kind of tune, and it helps the music come in place, basically. How long or how many pages usually is your music? You say it takes you a week to write them. How many pages is it? Y'all a trip. But anyway, I tried. I'll try again. I'm not quitting. I just put it on hold for a minute because it kind of put me in a damper, sad mood, and I didn't want to try to write. But usually, when I have a loved one to die, or when I'm sad, it seems like that's the best time I can write. And that's weird. I should want to be able to write when I'm happy, joy. But my flows don't come right at first smoothly as it does when I'm feeling down or writing something that's emotional. One page. Wow. That's awesome. You got talent there. You got talent there, Mr. David. Like, what do I plant? Y'all tell me what you think of this. And it shows, read Proverbs 4, chapter 1, verses through 13. I sowed some seeds in my garden in several straight long rows. I covered them ever so gently. By faith, I knew they grow. I just love that. Carefully walking along the edge in just a few short days, I saw the radishes, lettuce, and peas peeking through to the sun's warm rays. I love it. I love that. Pondering over this miracle, I wonder how often I've sown seeds of discontent and pride in a child's heart unknown. That kind of got me teary-eyed when I first read that. But, I mean, it's got emotions with it. Or if the seeds I planted there were seeds of love and joy, which grow with the child and bloom someday in a soul where naught can annoy. Annoy, I got stuck on that word. What does annoy mean? Distracted, agitated. I'm about to look that up. Certain words confuses me. Wait a minute. Which grow with the child, bloom someday in a soul where naught can annoy. I'll write that down. Annoy. I know I heard that word a dozen freaking times, but it's in a different language on some things I read there. Dear Father, guide my words and acts. I even put this into a prayer because I just loved it. That I may never plant weeds in my precious children's hearts. Wisdom and choices grant. I want to plant kind, loving deeds and never hate and strife. No envious, selfish, thoughtless ways, but plant eternal life. That's emotional, but it makes sense. Better than that word annoy. What did y'all think of that? And this is out of my tea leaves. It's devotion for women. But I'm sure men can read it too. They got them for men out there. When men are struggling, trying to get their feet off the ground in their business, or they're struggling because they want to make a speech and they want someone to hear what they got to say. This speaks to me. It speaks to me. It really does. I am back on my computer. I write songs when I need them. I play guitar and I sing with my... Oh, that's sweet. So y'all both can play guitars? Was that beautiful? Now, if I can write something that's smooth like that, that's the type of writing that I like right there, y'all. Things like that. And it says, it has been said many times, more is caught than taught. Are there ways I am planting seeds that I won't enjoy reaping someday? Not planting enough seeds. It's not reaching people. It has been, I read that. Will my children become discontented because they see I can't do with less than my peers? Do I give them the smug idea when they do a job well that it was their accomplishment? Can they catch through my cruel sarcasm that they have a right to feel superior to others? Am I I can't even say that word. I'll get it in a minute. Diligently teaching them where to find peace in these troubled times. And we all going through troubled times. We all are. Oh gosh. We're being tested every day we get up and hit the floor. And you know, I didn't realize, I probably mentioned before what testimony meant. Testimony. We're being tested every day of our lives. We're being tested with something. Do they realize that true wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceful, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy, good fruits, which I've learned that, love, joy, goodness, temperance, self-control. And there was another one. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get it right. Love, joy, goodness, temperance, self-control, meekness, and I forgot the last one. There's 7 of them, 7 fruits of the Spirit, and I forgot the last one. That's pretty good, and I've studied that years ago, but we're supposed to apply that with our life or everyday living. So, I'm not perfect. I fall. I sin every day. We all do. I'm getting more back in the habit of praying more. Maybe my problem was I didn't pray enough. That's why I had stumbling blocks. I got to stay in the prayer. Oh, your brother's teaching you how to do the guitar. Wow. I want to learn. Y'all lucky. You know what my problem is? My pinky. I can't hit the little strings. I got little small hands. Does that matter? Or do you have to buy the certain guitar that fits with your size? I got kind of long arms, not or average. A little teeny wrist. People have to, jewelers have to specialize in size my jewelry on my, like a watch or a bracelet. They have to special size it because it's so little. Kind of weird, isn't it? And I do things. I pick up things. I use my wrist a lot. And my partner's teaching me things with bolts and things, working on certain things. I have to help them out with the vehicle. You see, it ain't widen my wrist or anything. It's still tiny. You'll have that. Do they realize that true wisdom from above is first pure? I think I read that. Wait a minute. Then peaceful, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. James is chapter 3, verse 17. So it's got the scripture stuff in here with it. What are my priorities? So I take notes and I have to list my notes what my priorities are, what my weaknesses are, what I haven't done lately in priorities. And I skip around. I don't like read this book here in order either, because it's inspiration stuff. And I think years ago I bought this, I think at Bi-Lo's when they used to, it might have been Piggly Wiggly. I can't remember. It's one of those stores they used to have the little rack out when books didn't sell too good and they marked them down. I think I paid $5 for this book, and I've had it since in the 90s. I think, let me see, I try to make a record. You can tell it's older, then got dusty, got damp a little bit. And it was my first ex-husband, the one that actually bought this book. From February the 11th of 95. That's how old this book is. It was from my ex-husband, my oldest daughter's dad. Wow, that is an old book, and you still see it's in very good shape, good condition, no tores, it's not faded out. I like the print, the cover, and it's by Nancy Struessman. Never heard of that, but she's a great author to inspire women. And I told you when I find it, I was wanting to share it with you all. Show and tell, I didn't lie. I did have this book. A lot of people are like, well, where's that book you said you was going to talk about and demonstrate? I haven't seen it yet. Well, I got to find it. I have a bad habit when I get in a deep cleaning. I hide things from myself, including books. It happens. My daughter happened to see this book one day. My youngest daughter, it might have been my oldest one. My oldest daughter. She happened to see a picture, and I think she was 7 or 8 years old, and she colored this picture for me. And I've kept it all these years. She colored that. I think she done a great job on that picture. If you can see it. Can y'all see that clearly? She done that, and I took kind of notes on the back here. Teach us to communicate within the self, and it feels like we are ourselves or something. A prayer for sweetness. I kind of it got tore off a little bit there. It made me mad because I add certain notes on things. Learn on believing in the power and keep us sweet. Forgiveness is a must. Or something. But she colored that, and I've kept it all these years, and I use it like a bookmarker. In certain places, it means a lot to me, what I'm reading on. Oh, you got to practice a lot. Oh, annoyed means slightly angry or irritated. Yeah, I get not like angry, but I get frustrated a lot when something don't go my way. Okay, if that fail didn't go through, what am I going to do to better this failure here? It's like I'm contradicting. Okay, this didn't go so well. Well, what can I do for this project? How can I enhance and make this more better than this? Maybe I'm trying too hard. But y'all see that I'm trying. You see I'm consistent every week, trying something out there. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a definitely good one right here. How to stop criticism. Just like if you're really true, we all know that. We all going to get rejected as a writer. You have to get rejected to get thrown out in order to better yourself. That's what I keep hearing in my mind and people telling me. In order to become that great author or whatever, enhance more in your writing, you got to get rejected by it. When I first got rejected on some of my pieces, boy, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I can't get upset. This is on Our Portrait, David. You probably remember this. This person was really rude. I'm like, I need feedback and tips, not just He was all get out cold. I just overlooked him. I didn't even read no more what he said. I read the first 2 lines. Said, nope, you're not wrecking my positivity today. And when you read some, I know they're trying to help you on there, but it's just a certain way they word things. I am a sensitive person. I can take, excuse me for my language, an ass cutting, but also I have a soft spot. And when I know I worked really hard on that piece and I read something like that of a rejection, it kind of got to me. But anyway, I'm learning to deal with rejections now. I make jokes about it now. I make jokes on myself. You all notice that. Speaking evil another is destructive to the body of Christ. It tears apart and it divides. Amen to that. It is little wonder then that the Bible commands. Put them in mind to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers. There's another word, brawlers. This is why, as writers, when you get stuck on something point, you got to know what each little word is doing. At the moment, my phone's on the charger, so I can't look it up. Normally, I Google it and look it up. Now, I got to look that up, because I might want to use that in a piece of my story. Certain words that draw out to me. Brawl. Did I say that right? Let me look at that again. Yeah, brawlers. BRAWLERS. I'll have to look that up. Wait a minute. Put them in mind to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, not to be harsh. Does brawlers mean harsh, but be gentle? Is that what that means? Trying to do context clues here. Very challenging on this word. But gentle, showing all meekness unto all men. That's in Titus 3, chapter 3, verses 1 through 2. Brawlers. Let me write that down. That's in Titus. Where's T-O? Or is that Titius? Titus or Titius? How do you pronounce that? And it's in chapter 3, verses 1 through 2. I'll have to read that on that one. I ain't read too much on that book. People who constantly criticize others and delight in speaking evil of them reveal a poor self-image. That is so true. And weakness of a character. It shows their weakness, what they are as a character. By contrast, those who delight in praising others focus on their good points and passing along good reports about them. Reflect a proper self-image and a kind, loving heart. That I do have. But I catch myself in moments of my little short fuse that go off, and I don't think about what I said after it's done been said and done. I said, whoa, maybe I cut that person's figure of speech, not literally cutting their throat, but figure of speech. I cut them down. Maybe I was just too hard on that person. And I won't think about it until my anger slowly disappears. Now, when it comes to my kids, my anger drops like a bat of a hat. It's according to who the person is or what they said that set my fuse off. Passing good reports along about them, reflecting a proper self-image and a kind, loving heart. By commending others, they discourage unkind remarks from others. Instead of tearing down, you should build them up. And that's what I try to do in my videos too. And two boys on a school playground were discussing a classmate. One of them remarked, "He's no good at sports." The other quickly responded, "Yes, but he always plays fair." "He isn't very smart in school either." The critical one added. His friend answered, "That may be true, but he studies hard." This relates to me right here. All my videos is not at the top, the growth or subscribers, such and such, but you still see I'm playing. I'm trying to do something every week, doing something with my video. That right there relates to me big time. The boy with the mean tongue was becoming, so at least it puts little example passages behind these little meanings too. The boy with the mean tongue was becoming exasperated with an attitude of the other. Well, he sneered. Did you ever notice how ragged his clothes are? The other boy kindly replied, yes, but did you ever notice they're always clean? He's always had a positive feedback to these people that's being negative to this little boy. I love this too. Every unkind observation was encountered by a kind one. What a wonderful way to stop criticism. Let us refrain from evil speaking and be kind to one another. Rather than contributing to the spirit of criticism, let us be known as those who cancel it. Did y'all get that? What did y'all think about that, what I just read? Did you not see that one little section describe me? I get a little criticism, but I keep going on. I keep trying to smile. I try to not let people read through, oh, that upset me. That's tearing me down. I try to smile anyway. Or if I'm not smiling, you notice I'll make a joke, turn around and make a joke about it. That's how I deal with criticism now. It don't always work, but here lately it's been working good for me. And you read that about Psalms 51. I'm talking about a critical spirit. But on this one is in Ephesians, if I said that, Ephesians chapter 4, 25 to 32, it talks about the criticism in there. Don't procrastinate. Fear dispelled. It's all kind of stuff in here. Anger. How to control your anger. Respect of persons. Hospitality without hypocrisy. Giving grudgingly. Kitchen offerings. God's crop. Self-pity creed. The choice is mine. Self-pity justifiable. One more night with the frogs. Mud holes in our minds. Y'all ever heard that expression? Mud holes, it gets in your mind. I've never heard of that one. That was a new one there for me. But there's just different things in here. And I've not read the whole book. I read a lot of it and studied it, but I haven't, read it completely all the way through. Here I am, send me. Chapter 11. Oh, this is a good one, probably. Who will go for me? As I pick up our school children every afternoon and enjoy their chatter about their day, I wonder how many children in our community come home to an empty house. As I listen to our 4 teenagers share the highlights of their day, I wonder how the parents who came home and found that their 15-year-old son had committed suicide in their living room can face another day. As I listen to my youngsters play a game together, my heart aches for the many children who spend nearly all their spare time watching TV. As I take my aging parents shopping or our family, it helps them out. I help them cut their winter wood supply. I wish all the elderly in our community had someone who cares. As I enjoy the security of a happy marriage, it saddens my heart to think of the many adulterous relationships which exist so close to us. As I read my Bible each morning and pray for strength, I pray for strength of the day. It burdens me to think that some church leaders tell their flock not to study the word for themselves because they are not able to interpret it. I've heard that before. And my allergies kicking in. It'll go away in a minute. Oh, here we go. This pollen, this weather is crazy this month. Eyes are watering. I'm not crying. It's actually my allergies. I'll let y'all know if I'm. Hopefully y'all can tell the difference, but maybe I'm straining my eyes too much. Just give me a second. Because them ain't actually glasses. They're reading glasses. I think that's the devil trying to mess with me. He's trying to water up my eyes so I can't read what I was reading. But you know what I can say about that? I rebuke you, Satan. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. You shall flee from me now. Because it's like every time I read something biblical here lately, my eyes are just watered up. It could be allergies, but the devil's got ways he tries to come in and try to destroy you. He tries to shake your faith. He tries to say, oh, you shouldn't read that book. That's a whole bunch of made up jumbo. I still read it because it's inspiring. Woo. It's definitely in my allergies. Carry on here. I'm trying here. I'll get back on track in a minute. Maybe I got to open the door. Maybe it's just, in general, the pollen and stuff. I got my kitchen window open in there. And let me go wash my eyes. Maybe that'll help some. Oh. I have good mornings with this and sometimes bad mornings with it. But I can't. When your eyes water, you can't see that great. I'll be right back, y'all. I might have got something in my eye. I'm not sure. But I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. Why is my eyes watering? I don't like my eyes to water like this. But it happens. Hot water here. There goes my eyes. Maybe that'll help it. I doubt it. Let's see. Oh. What the crap is just spare the moment sometimes. It don't always water, and sometimes it just so happens they get watered. Ugh. I'm sorry about that, y'all, because I was on the road there, and some of the things I'm reading in there is very emotional, but this has to do with my allergies. This go out. Let's try this again. Like I said, I believe the devil had something to do with that. He don't want me to read something good or something uplifting. He wants me just to be dumb and lost and not know anything. But as soon as I rebuked it, it took it about 5 minutes. He fled. See, my eyes is allergies. Whew, I made it back. Lord behold, for surely I made it back. I put my phone in my case. Actually, it's my partner's case, but he can't use it with his phone. He got his new package yesterday. He got him a Motorola Max 2. It's the next version upgraded from this. And then they got the Turbo 3. I've had mine a little over a year and it still works. It's also got a little stand, and that's why I like using it. I could prop my phone up if I'm watching videos or things like that. I still got your package where you sent my stuff in. I keep it so I don't lose your address. It'll be soon. I don't know when actually when I'll send it out, but it'll be soon. You'll be getting something in the mail, David. I'm working on it. Don't want you thinking I'm chicking out or not keeping my word. It's just a lot of stuff going on. The spring break's coming up next week. Donald's going to be out. This is his last week of school. But he wants to go work with his daddy and try to get some experience under his belt, which I think is awesome. He wants to go work with his daddy. I think that's so sweet. And this weekend, tonight, he's going to go stay with some of his other family on his mother's side, and he's going to come back Sunday. So a lot of teenagers nowadays don't want to tell people they're living with. I'm going to go here. They don't tell them. They just call them up and haul tail. At least he tells us what his plans is. Most teens don't like to do that, but he shares what his plans and everything is. I thought that was wonderful. And, yeah, that's great. They have to get out. They can't be up under us all their life. They got to get out, explore, meet new people, meet new girls. He's at that age. So I done the little discussions on Say the Cat Writes the Novel. The little discussions on the beats, the beat sheets. And now let's get back to where I was at. Oh boy. Just reading certain different titles of things. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That's what all the saying says. Those hired girls. He hath broken down the middle wall of partition. Chapter 5. A missionary's plea. They got certain poems and different things in here. A missionary's plea. I had a need so desperate that God alone didn't know. In great love and boundless mercy, he saw me in my woe. He knew that all my strength was spent and I was sore distressed, but too, he knew I worked and prayed and done my very best. Thus, as I struggled with my fears, I thought about my brothers and prayed to God in faith and hoped to lay my cares on others. And so he prompted them to pray. The Spirit gave them utterance. Then as their prayers went heavenward, my heavy load seemed light. My strength and zeal returned again. The enemy took flight. My soul is blessed. My mind is clear. The task seems not so great. For there are those who pray for me, and on the Spirit wait. They get few letters from my pen, for to God I sent my plea. He hears and moves upon their hearts, and they share this work with me. This was revised by V. Schwarzentruber. That's some weird name. I can't even pronounce that. SWARTZENTRUBER. Good luck pronouncing that name because I can't pronounce it. I'm just going to call her Swartz or him Swartz for short. I don't even know if it's a male or female name because I can't pronounce it to figure it out. Yeah, there's some good touching things in here. Now, where was that one I was on? My eyes started getting watery. The bumper sticker lesson. Rest your mind. Wow, little notes. I love stuff about notes. Read Philemon 3, chapter 3 through 7. I found a cheery note on my desk the other day. A co-worker put it there for me. How it brightened my day. On other occasions, I found notes on the bookshelf, in the cupboard, and on the dresser. We all need encouragement, reassurance, and love. Notes, appreciation, words of cheer, and expressions of understanding means so much. Little notes can be big aids to interpersonal relationships. The Bible says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not, for with such sacrifices God is well pleased. That's in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16. Excuse me, please. I need to write a little note right now. They're probably writing a note to the Lord. In times of sickness, a special person. Working together. So much things in this book. We are laborers together with God. I like that. Thank you, Lord, for your special way of bringing children and parents together who need each other. Legacy of adopted child. At the birth of a firstborn. It's all different things. Who controls my life? Read Psalms 113. I thought I had control of my life. Our first 2 children were prayed for, planned for, and born on schedule. When the 3rd pregnancy ended soon after it began, I felt that I just wasn't ready for another pregnancy for a long time. After all, I reasoned my body and mind needed to recuperate from such a traumatic experience. 3 months is not long time, but God overruled my plans. I was expecting again. Of course, negative thoughts crowded my mind. I felt guilty because I couldn't feel the maternal love flowing to my unborn child as I have felt with my other children. Suppose I wouldn't be able to love this baby enough. After much heart and struggle, I was able to cast these cares upon the Lord and look forward to the birth of my child. Times has flown and our son has grown rapidly, while the Lord saw fit to send him along when he did. I may never know, perhaps it was to help me realize that he is the one in control, not I. This child has brought so much joy into our lives that I often wonder why I ever felt the way I did. I am grateful that God's thoughts and ways are extremely superior to mine. What did y'all think about that so far? Did I make a lot of points on that? Did it make any sense? Oh, you could tell it's starting to start back up again. Here we go. Maybe it's dust in this book or something because I haven't pulled it out in a while. Maybe if I open the door or something. I don't know. You can see it. Look at my eyes. Ugh. It's crazy. And I do not like taking this stupid stuff up here wherever I put it at. This is supposed to be for non-drowsy, daytime allergies, but it don't work because I'm not a normal person that takes pills. I try to let my body work its course, let it fight whatever that I'm dealing with. But this is what I was taking. That junk made me drowsy. It knocked me out. And this is supposed to be for daytime. I took it for 2 days. And I don't take it no more. I'll wait and give it to somebody else who needs it. I can't take it. It knocks me out. On one of my videos last week, y'all had to tell how sleepy I was and drowsy. It was from that stuff, and it didn't help my allergies at all. And it's supposed to work up to 24 hours. You take 1 a day. That little thing, and it's clear. It's like a little brown, clear tablet. That son of a gun knocked me out, literally, and made me drowsy all day. I don't like medicine to do that. I like to stay awake and know what's going on around me. Have my mind clear, not fuzzy. Okay, Wayne, you have a good Friday and enjoy yourself. Thank you, David. I know you got to go too. Take eye drops. Does regular eye drops help it or certain ones for the allergies for that? I know y'all are busy. I don't want to hold y'all up. I've probably been on this thing too long. I've lost track. 1 hour and 39 minutes. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm just trying to see if anybody else comes in. It's already 10:30 my time. It don't look like no other audience is coming in right now. Maybe it's too early for them. I have no idea. But either way, we'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of whatever, They'll eventually come in sooner or later. So I'm not worried about that. But that's what this brand was about. Discussions on Save the Cat Writes a Novel and doing a little bit of story time with the tea leaves. That was my brand. And I'm going to stop there because I had to take breaks. I got other things I got to do as well. Go take care of some errands. Oh, fun. And I got some things I have to do as well. And I appreciate y'all taking the time, staying on as long as you have. And if y'all are writers, you all need to order y'all a copy of this book. You need to order you one, because I think they have one. It's like different series. You got one, Save the Cat, Screenwriter, and this talks about screenwriting in here too. But they got a separate one, Save the Cat Writes a Novel, Screenwriter. I think they got one on songwriter. They might have one on songwriter. You just have to look it up, because they got all different volumes of these. But this was the one I felt that fits for me, and I love it. Love it. I love it. I love them all. And I love you all. I love you. Thanks for taking the time to come on here. Y'all, you two, you brothers are inspiration to me. So if I start feeling down and need some perking back up, y'all gonna have to help me, okay? Because there's times I get down, I get sad, and I need that little kick in the ass to get me back going again. Thank you, Bestie. And I think he done left, your brother. Tell him I said I appreciate from the time he's been on too. And tell him not to give up on his business. Just keep trying. It might be slow starting out. Usually all business are when they start out. Of course, he's probably done this for years. I mean, I don't know really. But just tell him to keep trying and not give up. And you stick to what your passion is too. Thank you, because I do need some help, as you can tell. I know it probably gets on your nerves with all the help and stuff I need, but hey, we're not perfect. If we was all perfect, there'd be something wrong. That's what I was told. No one's perfect. Everybody's got flaws. Everybody's got secrets or something they're having a struggle with, they're trying to get around with. They want to overcome a certain fear, like my fear of going publishing, finishing my rough draft. I'm just stuck on it. But I'm going to get better, because I got the road map. I got my road map right here to help me. But I need y'all's help as well. Well, my two favorite supporter people has been really showing their support, and pretty much in all of my live stream videos. I want to give them thumbs up, a shout out, a hug. I know there hasn't been a lot of people on, but two. But as this goes up to upload, maybe there'll be more people viewing. Any others that come on and views my videos or uploads, feel free to give me thumbs up. If you have any questions, what I've read and what I was reading and discussing, feel free to ask questions. I'll try to get the answer to you. If I don't know the answer, I will go to somebody that has the answer. You will get the answer fact. Trust me. And if you feel confident, and if you've seen my videos, you know they're uplifting, they're inspiring, they're trying to be a so what teaching guide or tutorial to you all, and you see me enough, you know I'm consistent with my videos, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on that bell so you don't miss more videos to come. And stay tuned. There will be more videos to come your way. You all have a great Friday. God bless. Do something cheerful. See, I get tongue-tied. Blah. Cheerful and uplifting. It's inspiring. You never know. A few words goes a long way to someone that's not so cheerful or has had a bad day. Hugs to you all. Get back to that reading and get back to writing like I'm going to be doing. Bye. How did that sound, David? Did I do good on that ending there? Take care, all. How did that sound? You have a great day too, Bessie. And I hope you come on. Maybe send me emails. I know on the weekends it's like you're busy. I don't hear from much of you on the weekend. Stay in contact and let me know what's up. Even on your bad nights, your bad days, you can share it with me. I won't tell nobody. Great. You think I did the ending great? Is that how you do the ending like that? Some people say you don't need to put and tell when you're going to the end. Well, why not? You can't stay on all night. You got to leave off your live stream sooner or later. So why not, you know? I love you too. Hugs to you. Prayers to all of us. Yeah, I try to be. Sometimes I get off track and maybe a week I might miss going on All Porch or whatever, but I try to get back on there. I go back and touch bases, see what everybody's doing. I love All Porch. That's one of my favorite places of all times. So you don't think I should color my hair, do you? I miss the blonde. Not so blonde, well, oh God, step away, you're blinding me. Some women use that type of color. It's just to put a little highlight in it. But anyway, you have a great evening, Bestie. And hugs, and keep your brother intact. Make sure you don't get too down on his business and help him out as well. Take care now. Bye.